Welcome, everyone, and welcome back for another episode of Casual Tuesday with your ever so friendly host, Lonk the Sane. Last night, Friday night, I finally reached Mithril on the ladder, so yay, hooray, party whistle. After I wasn't really planning on making it to Mithril, but once I got pretty close, the purple green deck that I showed you last week for Ladder Thursday, it was doing really well. I kind of smelled blood in the water, said, let's just go for it, and I was able to make it. So, for those of you who have climbed the ladder before, you know it can get a bit stressful. You get so close, and then you lose. It feels like you fall way back, and then, so bounce back and forth a couple times, but was able to get there in the end. So, today for Casual Tuesday, I'm going to relieve some of the stress. I don't want to be thinking too much about our matches, so I'm going to be playing some mono red. For those of you who are newer players, this is a build I would recommend to pretty much any of you. It's very aggressive, it takes down opponents quickly, and it's very affordable as well. There's only a pair of mythic rares in here. I should say this is a build I got off of mythgardhub.com. This is built by Sleeveless. His take on mono red. Now, the first video I ever did on this channel was for my Color Wheel series. That was mono red, but that was more of an aggressive mid-range type build. I was playing Seven Ring Ritual, Cerberus Unchained, playing a little bit more of a long game. This deck is not trying to do so whatsoever. This is trying to take down your opponent as fast as humanly possible. So as you can see from our mana curve, we don't have much in the way of 4 or 5 cost minions. Most of ours are down in the 1, 2, 3s. And we're playing a whole bunch of rush minions. We're playing some good removal, the Extract Life, the Ignition, the Crimson Pact, and also Magmatar for good measure. Gigantomachia, which is one of our mythic rares. That's an excellent removal spell in this deck because we have nothing over 4 health even, so you don't have to worry about it hitting your own minion. And also, of course, the other mythic rare we have in here is Okodadana. We're going to be making a lot of sacrifices. We have smaller minions, so they're going to be kind of getting trampled over by our opponents at times, so the Oak, we should be able to get a lot of value out of it. And we also have the Red Carnival enchantment in here. We can drop this on one of our minions. We can sacrifice a minion somewhere else, pump up our minions, swinging for a bunch of damage. You know, we got the full suite of rush minions in here. And I don't know too much what else to say about this. I mean, it's red. We're just going to let red do what red wants to do, let it run wild. And a couple things to be careful of in here, though. We have 3 copies of Crimson Pact. I mean, we do have the Extract Life. We do have a bunch of Strigoi Pups. But this card gets harder to play the later you go on into the game, as minions get larger and larger. So the idea is we'll be able to take out our opponent fast enough before, sacrificing that life becomes a problem. Because remember, your life total is always a resource. It's not some precious thing you have to worry about. You just don't want to overspend on it throughout the game. And we also have 3 copies of Ichor Feast in here as well. That's going to cost us life, but for 3 cards, I think it's worth it, especially in an aggressive deck like this, where we have a lot of 1 and 2 drops. So let's just dive into some games here, see how we do. And yes, that is a draw I have in here. I don't think I've ever actually tied a game before. My opponent was at 5 health. The only minion I had in hand was a Panic Raider. I was down to 1. So I just ignitioned Panic Raider and went for the tie instead of the win because I had no other options. So yeah, first game I played with this deck ended up in a draw, which I had never done before. So good times. Okay, Alexandra is our opponent. Sorry for the cutaway there. It took me forever to find a match, so I had just decided to cut and bring guys back in once the action started, rather than me sitting there rambling, whatnot. So, alright, this hand sucks, but we're going with it, because we have no choice. Alright, still kind of sucks, but alright, we'll just make do. So burn the Gigantomachia. Looks like our opponent is playing an aggressive red deck as well. We'll play out the Firesong Prodigy. Next turn we'll burn 1 Ichor Feast, play out the other probably. Melpomene Muse, okay? Daring Trapezes? Sure. This hand is killing me. Come on. We're trying to play aggressive here. There's a couple of rush minions. There we go. There, maybe next turn we can start doing stuff. That'd be great. What do we have in our boneyard? Oh yeah, the fire song. Okay. So that'll be the first to come back to our hand once we get there. Okay. That's an Iron Belly Wyvern. Extract Life. I think that can go for now. I just want to play Iron Belly Wyvern over here. Game for 3. Play out Strigoi Pup here. There you go. And maybe I could have ignitioned it too. Maybe that should have been the play. I'll be happy to get a couple points of life off the Strigoi Pup. Yeah, we'll take 2. So we're only going to lose 1 this turn. That's fine. And then this turn, I can put the Red Carnival on our Iron Belly Wyvern. All right, they're going to bolt us, so playing very aggressive. So we'll burn 1 Red Carnival. We'll play out the other. We'll ignition this. Pump up our Wyvern, get it for 5. And just like that, we're back on even ground. So it took us a little while to get going, but it's nice to have a nice big minion on that Red Carnival. Alright, there's another Wyvern. Extract life, so bye-bye. So, okay. What I'm going to do is we'll burn this Crimson Pact, because we're getting pretty low on life here. We'll play out the Firesong Prodigy. That'll give us the ignition. We'll play the Iron Belly Wyvern over here. And we've got 1 mana left. We'll burn their Iron Belly Wyvern. Pump up ours. Get in for 5 more. And pass the turn. So we're kind of on even footing here. And the opponent scoops. Wow, kind of surprised. Alright, we were far from dead, but looks like we out-aggroed whatever our opponent was doing, so yay! Alright. Like I said, this is a good beginner deck to play. I don't know, there's just something so primally exciting about playing aggro. Just being able to attack your opponent and smash face, take them out as soon as possible. You know, control decks have their charms too. I do like playing control. I don't think there's any archetype I actually despise playing, but aggro, there's just something so primal and so fun about it. And looks like this is going to take a while, so looks like I'll have to wait till the next game before I bring you guys back. Oh, never mind. Here we go. I'll have to cut again. Hikaru 259. Alright. This hand's a little better. Alright. This one's a little more aggressive. So we are on this going second. We're up against a yellow deck. Alright. This is the true test of the aggro deck. Can you outrun a yellow deck? Let's feed. Hey, nice to see you too. Alright. So the problem is Misanthropia can come down on turn 5. I'm hoping my opponent just doesn't have it. Oh, and it's green-yellow, but many falls. Alright, so they're going to be gaining a bunch of life. What do I burn? I think I'll take one of the Wyverns. Just try to go as wide as possible. Put out a couple Iron Belly. Or Iron Flesh, rather. Iron Belly Performer. That's Iron Belly Wyvern, that's an Iron Flesh Performer. Red likes their irons. So, let's pass the turn. Let's see how the opponent wants to respond. Got 6 damage on board. Potentially 7 if I want to pump up the Strigoi Pup or something with our power. But usually this game comes down to, do they have the Misanthropia or do they not? But many falls can be a bit of a problem too. You don't want them gaining too much life. Kind of puts them out of reach. But if they put something from the pup, we do have the ignition to deal with it. Meso Libre. Fortunately, our opponent is not in winter, so there's really nothing I can do about the Meso. But I think I just want to burn. I think the Ichor Feast can go. You know what? I think the Panic Raider can go because we have Ichor Feast to draw cards. So let's burn that. And then I think I just want to go Iron Belly Wyvern here. Just get as much damage in as fast as possible. Not even going to worry about that Meso Libre. Put our opponent down to 15. Yeah, let's say go. When they're in winter, I can knock out that Meso Libre. Right now they're on fall. Trader's Murmur, opponent burns it. Sure. Trader's Murmur is actually pretty bad against this deck. Since we go so wide, we don't have any huge minions that are really we're targeting. And plus we are just going so quickly. Our opponent may be contemplating the fact that they may not make it to turn 6. So hopefully that means they just don't have Misanthropia here. That'd be great. But if they do, we have the Ichor Feast to kind of revitalize our hand. So we can attack, put them down to 8. I don't think we play around the whatchamacallit. I don't think we play around the Wonder Drug. I think we just go for it. Right, they're going to detain my Wyvern. I mean, they can deport stuff, but it's not really good against the Rush deck, and maybe that helps us out a little that they did that. Oh, it has regen because it's on Many Falls, so okay, that's right. I don't care anyway. Alright, I'm not worried about our life total, so I think I'm going to burn this Strigoi Pup. And then I'll play out my other Iron Belly Wyvern. Put the opponent down to 7. So, let's go. Then I believe it goes from left to right if they Misanthropia us, which would put the Iron Flesh Performer on the bottom of the Boneyard. So, not ideal to get them back. I'd rather get one of the Wyverns back first, but Journey of Souls could potentially help us out. So, you notice I'm kind of just letting his minions be. Not too worried about it. I'm getting through 3, 6, 8. So, they apparently don't have it, so I think our opponent is just plain dead. Unless they have something else here. Because they definitely don't have the Misanthropia. Alright, we'll take that out. Okay. So if I get in for 3, 4, 5, then I'll put them down to 4. And then we have 2 ignitions. Yep, we got them. So let's put another ignition in our hand. We'll get in for 3, 4, 5. Ignition. Ignition. Booyah! That's how aggro works, baby. That's how you do it. Like I said, aggro is just so much fun to play. Turn 5, We just had our opponent completely fried. And like I said, it came down to, did they have the Misanthropia? Did they not? Our opponent obviously didn't, but thankfully we had the Ichor Feast in hand to draw us a bunch of cards if it came down to that. So, last week I talked about going over the top with the purple-green deck on Ladder Thursday. This is getting underneath. We got under our opponent before they could get it dug in. And yeah, their defenses didn't do anything. So Mesa Libre, we just let it run free. They want to hit us with it, fine. Our life total, not really worried about it. So, hello fellow Mythgard player, it's Zalaver. Oh, I've played Zalaver before, I think. So, let's say hey. A thumbs up. And extract life, that'll be a few turns before we really need it, so let's just burn that. We'll play Strigoi Pup. Oh, come on. Oh, did I disconnect? Alright, sometimes after I read Q, it's been doing that lately. Seems like since the latest patch, I'll get a little blip like that. So we are going first, so I've got to have a full 3 minions killed before I can get one back from our path. Looks like this is going to be Reanimator deck. Looks like red-green Reanimator. Nice little combination. Alright, we'll take a point of damage. That's an ignition. So, if they do get something down the big, I might need extra. So I think we'll burn the excess Panic Raider. Burn that. Play out Iron Flesh. Get in for 2. And we'll say go. And maybe next turn I'll burn the Extract Life, play Panic Raider, because we're going to need to start drawing some cards. And this is a problem you sometimes run into with aggro, because your spells are so cheap, and you're trying to get in as fast as possible. Your hand does tend to run pretty low pretty quickly at times. But having something like Journey of Souls to bounce minions back into your hand, that can really help. We also have a couple Ichor Feasts in here. So I'm going to burn this Extract Life. Play the Firesong Prodigy. It's going to put Ignition into our hand, so we'll get rid of the Born Again for now anyway. Get in for 4. Pass the turn. Really could use an Ichor Feast. So opponent's going to hit us for 2, because now we have more life than they do. Alright, so I'm just going to play out the Panic Raider. 3-color Reanimator. This is spicy. Let's get in for 2, see what we draw. Iron Belly Wyvern. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I need to burn anything just yet. I want to kind of conserve my resources. So, let's just say go. So Mono Red just putting on a clinic right now. This is exactly what we want to be doing. Mono Red. And especially punishes decks like this. These big 3-color decks that want to take their time. That want to do a bunch of fancy things. And well, this is going to get interesting, because I can play the Red Carnival over here. Let's get in with Panic Raider. Pump the Iron Flesh Performer. Take out this. Pump the Iron Flesh even more. Make this trade here, but the opponent's going to gain 2. Oh, we're 1 shy. Get in for 12? Damn. The opponent is not thrilled about that. So let's just burn nothing, actually. Let's just pass the turn. So I'm being very tight with my mana here. But realistically, next turn, it's just wherever there's open space. Drop the Daring Trapezes, finish off the opponent. So, yeah, Red Carnival, when we did our Orpheum deck, you saw how good Red Carnival can be. We're just getting a lot of value off sacrificing our minions, so there's a danger pieces. Take that out. As long as they don't gain life, we're fine. Oh, Peach of Life. Ouch. Okay. But I think we're still okay. Yeah, we're more than fine here. So let's just burn Crimson Pact. And then we'll play out a Panic Raider. Draw a card. Another Red Carnival. So let's pass the turn. So we have plenty of options of where we can go next turn. I wonder if this isn't a true Reanimator deck. I think they're just using that path. I've seen more people experimenting with Discus Arcadia, which is kind of nice. Be nice to find a build outside of Reanimator. I mean, there was that Peach Aggro deck that Toonstar did a while ago. But yeah, Disc is a nice path. Good to see it used elsewhere. Jin Silk. Alright. Not going to save the opponent. I mean, they can kill that. But now we just drop a Wyvern. Get in for 3. Finish him off. So Red Carnival carrying us through. And we're just running over the opponents with these decks. We got underneath the green-yellow deck. Actually, I think that was a Yogg deck. I think there was orange in there, if I'm remembering correctly. But let's get one more in here. These games are going really quick. I think a 4th one should be fine. Hey everyone, welcome back. Took me almost 5 minutes to find a match, so decided to cut away again. You guys don't need to be sitting there for that long waiting for me. Let's see. Hey, another kind of rough opening hand. We don't have anything due till turn 3. I think one of the Red Carnivals can go. Actually, let's get rid of the Extract Life. Say go. Oh, 7 ring ritual, so definitely red-green mid-range. Not going to be a good day if our opponent gets that ritual down, so hopefully we just keep playing out aggressive stuff. Let's burn a Red Carnival. Let's play out Fire Song Prodigy. Get that Ignition in hand. They're playing the Pseudonomicon. So whatever they burn, they can potentially bring back with this. Me personally, I think it's a card that looks a lot better on paper than it actually plays out most of the time, but you know, to each their own. I don't think we packed that. I think we just take the hit here. Yeah, that's not worth the Crimson Pact. So, what do I want to get rid of? I think I'll just get rid of the Ichor Feast. This time I'll go with the Panic Raider. I want to start getting some damage in, but this should get us a card. That's another Crimson Pact, so okay. I can burn one of the Crimson Pact in this next turn. Alright, when they're in winter, I can hit that with an Ignition if I want to take out the Shopworn Bull. Oak of Dodana. Alright. So that's going to have to die. We get our Fire Song Prodigy back. So I think Strigoi Pup can go. Burn that. Play out Wings of Abaddon. We'll eat the Panic Raider. Number 4. And the opponent's choosing which card they want to draw. So let's say go. Next turn, it may be Burn Crimson Pact. We'll run the Trapezist into the Shopworn Bowl. And if I drop the Red Carnival on the Wings of Abaddon, that'll pump it up to, what, 8? See if they want to challenge it, though. Yep, they're going to take it out with their Trapezist, so there goes that idea.
Reporting.
Sad face.
Do we have a mission?
Alright, so our opponent's going wide, playing defensively. Red, green, orange deck. Alright, let's get rid of the Crimson Pact. Don't really have a good slot to play the Red Carnival on. So let's just ignition here. Play out an Iron Belly Wyvern. Get in for 3. And we'll say go. Next turn we can drop the Firesong Prodigy in front of the recruit token. Burn the other one with the ignition if we want to. Let's see, if they play something large, we do have the Extract Life. Fated Firebird. Alright. That may actually work against our opponent a little bit. Because... what do I want to actually do, though? I think I just want to pump the Wyvern, trade with the bird. What's coming back next? The Panic Raider. Yeah, I think we'll just make that trade. We'll play out Firesong Prodigy here. We'll burn the Crimson Pact. Now, I think when the... what do I want to burn? I think Crimson Pact can go. We have the Extract Life, if need be. So let's play out one of the Daring Trapezists. Get in for 2 more. We'll get rid of that pesky Pseudonomicon at some point. And say go. So next turn could potentially be a Red Carnival turn. See what they want to do with that Fated Firebird, though. Magnetar. Oh, I played them too close together. Ouch. Alright. I never learn. Never ever learn. So there goes that. We pull a Wings of Abaddon. So, a little risky to play Panic Raider, but I think we need a card. So let's zap this. Play out the Raider. Get in for 2. There goes Pseudonomicon. Get Iron Flesh Performer. Alright, alright. And then we'll play out 1-0 Iron Flesh. And that'll get beat up by the Magnetar, but that's fine. We'll say go. I mean, we could also drop the Red Carnival and gain some life. Or not the Red Carnival, the Extract Life to gain some life. We have Red Carnival. We could play both the Trapezist and the Red Carnival if they don't block the Panic Raider to get in for some additional damage, so... Okay, they do that instead. So we'll make that trade instead. That's fine. Faded Firebird, sure. Alright. So, our opponent has lethal on board. So I can play the Trapezist. And play the Extract Life on that Faded Firebird, so I'll gain some. I'll get in with the Panic Raider. I think that's what I want to do. Hit our opponent for 2. Put him down to 10. Let's play the Extract Life here. And alright, that's going to also do 2 damage to our opponent because Firebird does 2 to go back to the opponent's hand. So we'll hit him for 1 more with the Panic Raider. That's another Red Carnival. And pass the turn. We potentially have lethal. I don't think our opponent's going to be able to get in here. For enough. This type of build usually doesn't run something like Carnival, but if they have 7-ring Ritual, we could be screwed. So please don't have it. Nope, Faded Firebird, so I think we'll be okay. Extract Life? Sure. Alright, so we can get in for 4 with the wings. Then they take 2 if I play the Wyvern into that. Alright, let me see how I want to... Just trying to do some math here. If I burn the wings, I go to 7 mana. They'll take 2 if I crash the Wyvern into the Faded Firebird. Go to 7. I can do 4 with Wings of Abaddon. So that's not going to be lethal. So I think what I'm going to do is play out the Trapezist. Get in for 2. Play out the wings. Let's see this. Take out the Firebird. Do 2 to our opponent. And let's go. I'm sure so. I'm going to rewatch this and see that I missed lethal somewhere. Or I'm sure you'll be generous enough to point it out to me in the comments. Dire Benediction. Ouch! Alright. So we just didn't quite get in there. I'll have to review that one, see if I missed lethal somewhere, but dagnabbit. Came up just short. Dire Benediction was able to finish us off, so oh well. Well played, opponent. And there you saw what happens with aggro when you can't just quite get in for enough damage. They were able to play their Benediction and finish us off. So that's going to be it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this romp with Mono Red. Like I said, if you're a newer player, Mono Red is a lot of fun to build. I played Mono Red my first time through, going up through the Bronze and Silver rankings. And, you know, I might even try this out on the Mythic ladder a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of greedy decks out there. There's a lot of very control-y type decks, so who knows? Maybe this will be okay. I don't think it's going to be a great deck on the ladder, but might be worth trying out just to see how it does. So I will leave you a link to Sleeveless's build below. Nice, solid build from Sleeveless there. Very good. Does a lot of all the fun aggro mono red things, and we're not worried about things like Shopworn Bull. We're not worried about 7-ring Ritual. Just get in for as much damage as fast as possible, and we're certainly able to do that. So that's going to be it for me today. I will see you back on Thursday for Ladder Thursday, as always. Be sure to check out Nephilim GG. We've got a lot of content up there, a lot of new articles and videos and whatnot from me and my teammates. And yeah, so good to see you guys once again, and I hope to see you guys next time.